Hello boys, welcome to Broken Arrow, Broken Balance, Unit Comparison. So today, we're going to be testing out the TOW-2A team versus the PTRK Kornets. We'll be testing these against two separate tanks. And before we do that, the TOW-2A has 900 mils a pen, Kornet has 1,000 mils a pen, so there is a slight discrepancy between these two units. Now, the main way that we can solve for that is we can try to use two tanks with similar HEAT comparisons, and then use one with 100 more mils. For that today, we'll be using the Russian T-90 versus the SEP V2. Now, the SEP V2 they both have 1,300 mils of frontal HEAT protection, so that's going to be the most important thing. Now, with the Kornet having the 100 mil more penetration, we'll run in a second test versus the SEP V3 with 1,400 mils versus the T90's 1,300, just because the Kornet has 100 more mils, just to cover all of our bases. So here we have our Kornets and our SEP. I'm going to go ahead and take it off hold fire and start a timer now. Timer will end once the vehicle is dead. Perfect. All right, so we'll start again with the Kornets versus the SEP V3. We already have the simulation running, so as soon as I unpause, I'm going to hit start. Well, I just did the test versus the TOW-2A versus the T90, and unfortunately I had to restart the test because, for some reason, the T90 auto-smoked, and it took a whole minute and 22 seconds for it to kill. So we're going to restart that again and hope that doesn't happen. I don't know why it auto-smoked, the Abrams didn't, so just funky game mechanics. Go Burr. We tried to set it up so that way the TOW-2s and the Kornets both spawned in the same location. Same thing with the tank. They should all be around the same distance away. I mean, we're probably talking milliseconds worth of differences. Or even, tens of seconds worth of differences based on their locations. I wouldn't say it's actually a necessity. So this is the missile where the T-90M smoked last time, so we'll see if it does it again. It does! Weird. Okay, well, I can't really change that. The game's mechanics are the game's mechanics. I have zero control over the T-90, the same thing I had over the Abrams, so if the Abrams didn't smoke and the T-90 did, oh well. Maybe that minute 22 second comparison is accurate. Okay, well, there we go. That's a kill. Well, after reviewing the footage, it does appear that the SEP V3 did auto-smoke against the Kornet, but it was just ineffective as the Kornet smacked right through it anyways. So kind of ending up this test, it does appear that the TOW-2 does have a disadvantage versus the Kornets, not only in its ability to do the 100 more mils of penetration for the Kornets, but also the Kornets is effective against auto smoke while the TOW-2 is not. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be trying to put out videos about Broken Arrow's balance and doing unit comparisons like this. Over the next few weeks, hopefully we'll get through all of them. If you guys have any questions or recommendations for units you want to see fight each other, or if you guys just want to tell me about the balance, like why you figure this is a good test, why this isn't a good test, I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. See you again in the next one.